Hello, everyone. Good morning, I guess. Probably for our American viewers. I guess I probably haven't chosen the opportune streaming time. There's probably still a lot of people at work or still in bed. But, you know, you gotta make do with the time you have. So I haven't been able to stream in a while now. Although I have made quite a bit of progress off stream as well. So first of all, I think the last stream I was making the Paradise Grotto. And in the meantime, I have pretty much finished it. There's still some tweaks here and there I can do, and I think there are some I can do some fixes in the first cell, the one that I haven't made but Heavy Burns made. And also there are two more very small caves inside the Paradise Grotto, not the Paradise Grotto, sorry, the Paradise Well Space, that I can also take a look at and maybe do some tweaking, some QAing, and also, so that's one thing I'd like to do in this stream. The other thing is I started QAing and now for real this time, the very last Alien Ruin that has not been QA'd yet. All other Alien Ruins have been. And that is gonna be a very, very good feeling to finally get that one checked off as well. And then we can actually say that we have completely not just finished, but QA'd, so second passed, an entire dungeon type, which is gonna be cool to see. So let me see what we'll start with. So let's go to Paradise Grotto. So I think we were mainly working on cell number 3 last time. And yeah, in the meantime, I've done some work on cell 2, especially, which is finished as well. And now I want to see, because I've seen like small issues like that, like the seam here, which I want to fix in cell number 1. So we'll go ahead and fix that. We made it worse. That looks more like it. I've also, in the meantime, this entrance still used an old Oblivion door. I've since replaced it with an autoload door. Autoload doors, for those who don't know, are these things. In game, it basically just means that you walk towards an exit and then a prompt appears, and if you continue moving, that it will automatically teleport you to the exit, so you don't have to actually click a door or something. This is how most cave entrances work in Skyrim. And I have also made this entrance to kind of fit with the entrance on the outside. So these two correspond to each other, basically. Yeah, let's see if there was something I wanted to fix in this first cell. I might do some little level design tweaks. So I think this one is basically done. Some mist would actually be nice. And once we have finished that one, we can select blue. Okay. I can give you a quick rundown. What was the name? Was it AA? I forgot again. Skyblivion. Okay. Be right back. 1 second. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Ice cavern, sunlight. Okay, that we can fix that one. That doesn't seem right. Yes, that does help, right? The Oblivion soundtrack in the background always makes you relaxed. So here we have assets being hit by too many lights because it's using rather big assets. So I'm going to replace those. that should give us more leeway here. Just to be too big. All right. I could use some twinkle lights, always nice effect. What light is that using? Stellar blue again. Sunbounce. I'm not sure I'm a fan. Don't quite understand the lighting here, to be honest. Thank you, Dancefire. This one is... you gotta give credit to Heavy Burns here. Although I don't quite understand the lighting here. And to be completely honest, I'm because it's always hard adding something you don't understand, so you just do it from scratch. Sorry, Heavy Buns. I don't think he'll mind. All right. Oh, hey, Robert. I'm trying. I am trying. Actually do a white plane here. So let's go with our usual. Does not look bad actually here, maybe. Let's try that again. It's a bit brighter. Reverse. Okay. Now I'd like some beams here as well to give off that feeling of them really shining very bright, those crystals. The twinkle. I can show you in game. Unfortunately, it doesn't show up in the CK. But it's pretty much in the name. It twinkles. Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. It doesn't show, unfortunately, in the CK. All right. think we're gonna need a different. Yeah, so this will be we'll need to split that one up. See, that one's very red. So let's see what we can do here. Reg boulder 4 should do the trick. Now maybe here we can use a wall that's still big, but not quite as big as the one we had before. There's probably gonna be some seams. Let's check it out. All right. So this is the, let me actually show you how what it looks like from the outside. So you see what I did here. So the exterior wasn't made by me. That was mostly heavy burns, and I think Kyle Rebel Size did a QA pass. And so it was important for me that the actual exit here corresponded with the entrance here, right? So since you kind of enter through this waterfall, I wanted to make sure it looks at least similar from the inside. I think it looks pretty cool. Got some unfortunate ascended immortals here who don't have any dialogue currently because I don't think I think it's tied to the quest. Oh, this is still not.
What's the news from the other?
Oh, this is another. Let me check that one out. If we can't fix it with the normal way, we'll just have to hide the seam. It's probably because... Huh. It is that one, right? Let's see again.
Looks like the Empire has given up on stopping the skooma trade elsewhere.
Where was the seam again?
And I hear tribal chiefs are supporting the Ren Ridge.
There. There it is. Let's see. We can't. Maybe it's because of the size. Yeah, it's probably because of the size. Ah, no, that should have done it. Alright. Just can't save now, because otherwise Robert will bonk our head. Alright. Also like to fix that one. This is more... The music here is actually really cool. Let me actually stop the... Without a light source? Yeah, kind of, because then you see the actual... the void poking through a bit easier. I said it, I think, in the last stream, that this room really brings back memories, because this was right around the time I joined the project when Heavy Burns made this one. So, wow, almost 3 years ago. And I think I helped him with the script, where you need to put this special Vala stone into the pedestal, which will make the water rise up. And you'll be able to exit here. Yeah, I think this does actually look a lot cooler. Although we definitely overdid it with the beams, so that didn't show up quite as strong in the CK. That is sometimes an issue. So it should look more like something like this, but a bit thicker. But otherwise, I kind of like, and these beams also need to be a lot more subtle. Let me actually show you though the twinkle effect now. So this is these small little lights are the twinkle effect. Do not mind our naked broken Dromora. Do blame Robert for them. I'm sure it's his fault somehow. Yeah, I still, and then all this, this still has the very, very large key. The fire looking stuff. Oh, that was the, you couldn't see it very well here. But it was an ambush that I scripted and that we do for a lot of our Dromora and Daedra. It's sort of like a small fire comet coming down, and then out of the fire steps some kind of Daedra or Dromora. And in the CK, where is the effect? Sorry about that one. Yeah, so this fire comet comes down here, then this fire gets enabled and disabled shortly after, and then there's a Dromora or Daedra coming out of this. Hey Glitz! And here we have one of the first boss fights that we made. It's a bit of an outlier because it's nothing. I won't show you the whole boss fight. Just like the introduction is pretty cool. Actually, I don't want to spoil it. Let me actually show you the cell 2 and 3. which I have made in the partly in the last stream. So they are, whereas the first Paradise Grotto cell is very unique because it's sort of this actual bluish lagoon grotto. Cell 2 and 3 are very cool as well because they are a combination of a classic Deadlands a cave with lava and all sorts of Daedric torture equipment and architecture, but also alien structures, which is kind of a cool combination. But it was very fun to work with. I still need to fix that lava plane behind there, which you can see flickering. This room was originally, so like the basic structure was also made by Heavy Burns. That's kind of where he stopped working on it, mostly because we didn't have the assets back then, the Deadlands assets, which we now do. Yeah, I also need to. You see that lava flickering there as well, that I will need to fix as well. Some lava bats flying into lava. I still need to add a lot of enemies in here. It's still kind of empty right now. This also needs some twinkle effect. But yeah, it's a very cool combination. Daedric stuff with alien ruin stuff. And this now leads to a room that I mostly made off stream since last time, and I'm very proud of how this turned out. Take in the horrific view. And here we have our teleporter, which is still the Oblivion asset. We have remade that one, but it's not. It is kind of Mori-esque, yeah. The especially like the huge fin bridge that was done by Hinomoto, and I stole it from one of his dungeons. It's a very cool looking bridge. Here we have that Dagon lever bust again, and I'm not sure if that was implemented last time I showed it off on stream. So we have these Daedric torture cages implemented as well now. These are like the normal ones that the player can interact with, and I think maybe not in this cell, but the next cell they will have poor immortals in there that get tortured by the Daedra, and you can kind of. They don't have a sound yet. True, I could use a burnt corpse in here. Although I'm not sure if I can use a corpse, because that's the whole thing about Paradise, right? They can't die. They're in here for eternity. That's their punishment. And then this cage is part of a quest, because once you come here, you meet an elf. Who's a member of the Mythic Dawn, but who kind of wants to betray Manka Cameron, and he will tell you to get in the cage, and then he'll pretend he will pretend to drop you into the lava, but really he will let you get out on the other side. And so, I think, who was it, Sync? Who's one of the only ones on our team who can actually animate nifs, because it's a very, very tedious process. Oh no, said too much, does not work anymore. Is the script gone from this? That would be unfortunate. So it does work, I know it works. Let me see why it doesn't work. Maybe I forgot. Ah, I know what it is. I forgot to add the script, it's my fault. For once it's my fault and nobody else's. I'm pretty sure, at least. Because I made a test script for this one. Let me see, where's that? Where's the big room? Nah, it's this time it's not on Robert to fix it. True. We always do blame Robert first. So no, it does actually torture. Yeah, but I don't think I've added the script, so it wouldn't work. So basically, what it does is it like one door opens, you get in. Almost drops into the lava, then it rises up again, and then on the other side, the cage opens. That's pretty much it. Yeah, exactly. That's the guy. So in this case, we're gonna skip it, but trust me, it works. Oh, we have something to fix here as well. Some gaps. There they are. And gap closed, hopefully. Alright, so we can't unfortunately go here the normal way because these doors are only opened by doing the quest. Oh, now we started the quest. I think Manka Cameron will talk to us. Squabby, is this how it will look without...
So,
sorry,
the cat's paw of the Septims arrives at last.
Turned on the voice.
You didn't think you could take me unawares here, of all places, in the paradise that I created.
Never sure what his voice, but it's so loud that it's very hard to concentrate. So this is actually the game without any visual mods at all. So I don't have any visual mods installed. So hopefully in the future it will look even better with EMB and Community Shader, which work pretty much out of the box with Skyblivion, but will probably need some adjusting here and there. So I think this area I made mostly finished in the last stream. Oh, and here we can actually torture some poor immortal souls. You can choose which one of these to actually put in the lava, which is kind of fun. All right, now I can put the audio back up. It is a rare palette. I like the whole paradise. It's like a very also here that will need to be fixed by me. Now you can't see, but yeah, this asset is hit by too many lights, but that's fine. And then here is the actual exit from Cameron's Paradise. Although I am just noticing an issue that we kind of created by doing this open door. I think this exit is also supposed to only work if you no longer have the Bands of the Chosen. So I'll probably need to slightly change this and make a barrier here, because I can't have a. Because if I put a door here, we'd need to change the exit as well, and I kind of like this exit, with giving you that sunlight. So I'm gonna have to add a door here, which is fine, I guess. Not a door, sorry, a magical barrier. All right. Now, before we go back into the CK, I actually wanted to show you two cool things that I needed kind of a break from level designing and do some other stuff, which is my other, I'd say, strength in modding, apart from level designing, is actually doing some fun little scripting, because the scripting language that Skyrim uses can actually be quite powerful. So let me actually show you what I mean. Paradise Cave. So we stumble upon an issue in this cave, the Cave of Anaxes, which is also in the Paradise, that we hadn't remade this asset. I also need to fix that. The boulder from Anaxes. So the story of this cave is you are tasked by a Dremora, actually, and you don't have to do this, but you can. He will give you the Bands of the Chosen if you do a task for him, which is freeing this Xivili behind this stone. And so you come into this cave, and these immortals, because they were tortured relentlessly by this Xivili, they trapped him behind that rock, and he's trying to get out, pushing the rock. And if you remove these logs, he's supposed to roll away the stone. So in Oblivion, this was a unique asset with an animation, and because we can't use, obviously, Oblivion assets, we always have to remake them, including the animation. And as I said before, animating nymphs is a very rare skill set, and it's very tedious. And we only have a handful. A handful is exaggerated. We have like 2 or 3 people who can actually do that, and they're occupied with more important stuff. So I thought, okay, I cannot animate at all, but what I can do is do stuff with scripts. So I took a Skyrim trap rock, retextured it, and did all the other thing with scripts. So I can actually show you. So if you remove the logs, and then once the game's out, it will be tied to a quest. But now I have a trigger box here. The boulder actually gets rolled away by the Xivili. At the end, there will also be a sound. So currently, there's no sound. The whole quest is not implemented yet, so that's also why. So I have T-Detect on, and the quest isn't fully implemented yet. But yeah, the animation works, and I'm kind of proud how that one turned out. And I was so happy with the result that I also wanted to fake animate another of our assets that we didn't have an animation for, which is in the Shrine of Maroon's Dagon. So here, the issue was we have a new really cool statue of Maroon's Dagon, and during the quest, once you pick up the what's it called, the oh my god, now I can't remember the commentaries of not the commentaries, the Xarxes. What's the name again? Sorry. Mysterium Xarxes, that's it, sorry. Once you pick that up in the course of the quest, the statue is supposed to fall apart and crumble. Now the way this was done in Oblivion was it was just a bunch of chunks that were then just falling down with gravity, right, with Havoc. And we had the same system set up, but it just, especially for a statue that huge, it just didn't look good. Because the Havoc system is very flawed in that regard. It just looked like very, very light plastic pieces coming down, and then just they stuck to each other. It was very unpredictable. NPCs got stuck on them. It just didn't look good. So we had the choice of either doing an animation for this, which again, we don't have a lot of people who can do that. Or I thought, why not try it with a script? So I think I spent a whole day, I don't want to know how many hours it was, just scripting this thing. And I'm very proud of how it turned out. Okay, let me show you. I need to start the quest for this to happen. Alright. So once you pick up the Mysterium Xarxes,
He dares to touch the sacred Xarxes. Kill him!
the whole thing comes crashing down. And also kills poor Gelius if he's still lying on the altar. Again, there's no sound yet. With sound, this will hopefully look and feel a lot better. But yes, it's very cool. And also, it can even give you an advantage because you know this whole part is very difficult because there's a bunch of NPCs attacking you. If they are like standing in this area and then it comes crashing down, I think they won't get killed immediately. They don't take that much damage, but they will all fly away. I think. I can actually. Let's see if it works if I go to main menu and then back in again. But yeah, I was very proud of how that one turned out. You don't need to know how to animate if you just if you just use scripts. All right, let me do the quest again. And now let's, all right, let them come up here. So with sounds, that should hopefully look pretty good. I've also took the opportunity to make some changes to the enemies here actually, because as you can see, you're attacked by a lot of cultists. So, and I know that in Oblivion this was one of the most frustrating quests ever, because at this point you don't even have most of your equipment because you have to, at least most players won't have their equipment because you give it to another NPC at this point. And I wanted to make this hard but not frustrating, so I actually made variants of Mythic Dawn NPCs that are a lot easier, at least. So Ruma Cameron should still be pretty hard, but most of the other NPCs should be pushovers. But since the numbers are so high, it should still be very difficult. Yeah, exactly. A bit like Civil War NPCs in Skyrim. It also changed. It's not finalized yet because the sound isn't in. But maybe you remember from our tutorial dungeon video, the explosion effect that the Mythic Dawn NPCs have when they wear their armor. Who got... Did he get stuck here? It used to have a very, very noticeable explosion effect, and now we made it a lot more subtle. Alright. There's still someone up there. Yeah, at that point, yeah, but I think for most players, this will still be pretty hard. Who's trying to fight us here? Oh. Is there someone down here? Oh, Jesus. Oh, him, because we... That's the guy you give your equipment to, and he's down here because we haven't started the quest in the normal way, right? We just started it with consoles. Yeah, the old effect was way too much. That was something we implemented very shorthand before we recorded the tutorial video, because before it had nothing and then felt wrong. And now with this effect, I think it feels a lot more subtle and cool. All right, let's actually get back into the CK. Let's save at first, and then get back here and start the music again. But yeah, very happy how that animation turned out. All right, this will need some fixing. Hello, Skyrimzol. Oh, Robert, by the way, if you're here, I noticed that the new NPCs I made still have a black face. For those who don't know, blackface, what I mean is they don't have a face texture, and then they have a completely black face. Okay. Oh, I know, no worries. I know how to generate faces, but we leave that for Robert when he merges stuff. I don't know the technicalities why we shouldn't do it ourselves, but I think there's a reason. Yes, the dreaded blackface. It sounds very wrong if you don't know what it means in terms of Skyrim modding. The prisoner, yeah, he will die. And he did die in the stream, I think I showed. So if you don't rescue him before you pick up the Mysterium Xarxes, he will actually Oh, okay. If it's then I can go for it. Okay, good to know. I didn't know. I thought you did that automatically or something, but it's fine. I can do it. All right. Here we can actually see how strong that effect is. We don't want it to be that strong. Hi, Cry Hero. Okay. Keep at it with the scripting. You can actually do really cool stuff once you get the gist of it. What kind of mods you've been making, Skyrim Sol? Oh, VR stuff. That's cool. Oh, level design as well. What kind of water is that? Wait, let's keep it for now. Interesting. Twinkle. I can't share too much, but I can say that we are definitely we've had some additions in our 3D and 3D implementation department, and progress on Imperial City is definitely moving ahead. So we think actually in the next week or so we might finally finalize. I think we have one Imperial district already finalized, and next year we might. So I don't know the exact status, but like level design is finally opening up, for the Imperial City, which means block is getting removed. So yes, we definitely. It wasn't so much because you were asking if we were able to get the IC assets. It wasn't so much the issue with the assets themselves, but the implementation of it, because they needed to be tweaked for Skyrim and so on. I don't know all the technicalities, but yes, that was pretty much, I think, the biggest blocker, and that one is slowly but definitely getting removed. Is it okay to use visual code for my Skyrim scripting? Yes, I do know that we have people as well who use Visual Code for compiling their scripts. And just to say something, because I've seen like a lot of you probably have seen our post on the Nexus mods where we'll looking for people, and some people have mistaken this as, because we're looking in so many departments for people, as kind of that we're ages away from releasing anything, and that's not accurate. I get it, how this might look from the outside, but it's really just I've read somewhere that, like, in any project, the last 10% are always the hardest. And it's probably also because you realize that there's more work left than you originally anticipated, right? Because at the end, a lot of stuff that you hadn't anticipated suddenly pops up. And also these blockers become a real issue, right? Because during most of the development, once you encounter a blocker, you can just do something else, right? But at the end, when there's not much left to do, the blocker becomes a real issue because there's not anything else to do. And yeah, that's basically it. Exactly. We also want new people for the DLC. And it's always a good idea to have people, because you can never expect people to stay forever. Just because a department is currently well equipped with people, it doesn't mean it will always be that way. So, did that get moved? I think it did. That's awesome to hear, Vampire. Yeah, when we finally have the Imperial City in the game, that will be such a milestone for us as well. And that will also allow us to just, because we do differentiate, between there's things where we feel this isn't completely finished, because sometimes people ask, and I get the question, why don't we release it now, even if it's not completely done in our opinion, and just sort of like an early access and then finish it later. But for some stuff that just doesn't work. You can't release Skyblivion without a finished Imperial City. That just breaks like the most quintessential quests of the game. The main quest, they all take place in the Imperial City, so it would just be a non-functioning game for the most part. And other stuff, sure, there's always going to be parts of the game where we feel, if I had more time, I would have done more here or improved upon in this aspect. But there's just some things that are non-negotiable to just finish before release. Yeah, like a game demo, but we don't want to release a demo, But yeah, once the Imperial City is done, that will also mean that the quest department can finally finish all those quests that take place in the Imperial City, which is a lot of them. And that will mean that we are very, very close to even if some parts, we'd still love to improve upon, but it'll mean that we can always improve those things later. But it's just important that aspects like the Imperial City and all the quests, that those are completely done before we release the game. Yeah, exactly. Plus, it's not like I'm sure it's the same for Skywind or Beyond Skyrim, a game isn't built. You don't like 100% finish a region of the game and then move on to the next one. You know, it's always you try to do the entire landscape, and then afterwards you do the entire nav mesh, and then you do all the quests. So it's like layers that you put on top of each other, but for all landscape basically at the same time. So you can't just release a completely finished slice of the game. There will always be stuff missing that you would need. Major DLCs. Morrowind had 2 major DLCs. So Blood Moon and Tribunal were the DLCs for Morrowind. Yeah, voiceover, and obviously writing scripts for all the NPCs. That's gonna be a huge endeavor. I'm glad we don't have to do that for Skyblivion, because that would mean we would take so much longer. I think the fact that we don't need to do that, so we don't need to write new quests and new characters and do voice acting, is one of the main reasons we're quote unquote ahead. Not that it's a race, you know, but that we are gonna release before Skywind does. Because what a lot of people don't know that is that when Skyblivion started out, it was a insanely smaller project than Skywind was. It was kind of an offshoot of Skywind. It was basically, I think I don't know the history by heart. Basically, Skyblivion just started out as a way to show that the program that could port, you know, old Elder Scrolls game into Skyrim, like Morrowind, that it worked for Skyblivion as well, for Oblivion as well. But yeah, when people hear the Skyblivion's been in development since 2012, that doesn't mean that was a comparable development to how it is now. Yes, thank you for the save reminder. I have saved. I want these ones. No, it's not a race, really. There's no, we don't take donations. Thank you for asking, but we don't take donations for this. Alright. Oh, you mean on the live? Ah. I always out myself as a Twitch boomer. So obviously you can theoretically like sub on Twitch, but really you don't feel the need to. I don't really do this to earn any money with this. It's just it's just fun to share the experience building this thing. That's good to hear. Okay. Yeah, so the huge key part I will leave for now because I don't know yet what Heavybrands actually wanted to do here. Because there's also this sitting animation here. I don't know if he wanted to have an immortal here or something. So we'll leave that for now. Robert? Does Robert do streams that I don't know about? Didn't know he did streams. Alright, let's see. Which camera effect? That's the fluff effect, alright. This is fluff and drips. You mean, oh yeah, Tom, yeah. I was wondering what, because Robert would stream like, yeah, he did write a documentation, you're right. Maybe, but I'll just ask him next time. That might be easiest. What camera attach effect do we have here? Fluff effect. I actually want to have, I think, let's do another one. Another one. Link drafts, activate, no, okay. Ah, sorry. Remove that one and Fallen dust effect. Okay, why is this initially enabled though? Disabled though. What enables it? That I don't understand. Maybe it was a mistake. Okay. That seems fine. I think we can delete whatever's down here. Nope. Oh, there's a chest here. Okay, so we don't want to delete that. I think that's needed for the quest. Put that a bit closer here. Yeah, he's the guy who causes all the bugs. Exactly. Oh, nice splits. Oh, actually, I just got a DM by Heavy Burns. Once I'm done with the part, he actually has a guy in mind for the. I think there's a unique NPC that gives you the script, so I won't touch that for now. Good to know. Okay. Twinkle. Nope. Twinkle. Poor Robert. Does break a lot of things, but he also fixes a lot of things. But we always only mention the breaking. Alright, let's see how this looks. I mean, Skyrim Soul, we kind of have fixed the light limit. I mean, there's two light limits, right? There's the one about assets being hit by too many lights, and then there's the one about shadowcasters. And the one, the asset being hit by too many lights, that is kind of fixed already with if you have community shaders. But unfortunately, we cannot ship Skyblivion with community shaders, so we still need to make sure that it doesn't happen in a vanilla game.
Nothing's keeping you here, so move on.
Alright, so we fixed the seam here. That's good. Okay, I will skip that part for now. That's kind of a preview of what that encounter looks like. Okay, so that is fine for now, I'd say. Yes, a very, very giant deer. Let me see if I've actually already... I didn't do any portals yet, so we gotta have to do. What quest this is? It's main quest, actually. So this is actually something kind of new. Oh dear. So this wasn't originally in this is one of the very few, I'd say, original additions we've made. Very few. We've almost made none, but this is one of the only ones. Sorry, I need to fix that as well, the door here. It's the other way around. Oh, let me get the music back. Okay. Right. Let's start with... I hate this part, but we gotta do room bounds. But we're gonna do really big ones because it's gonna be hard to do room bounds here anyway. So the assets, that's I can't give you a complete answer on that one. Oh yes, that is something we do at the latest when we do like fort passes, when we go all over the finished dungeons and just see if there are any major bugs still left. All right. So the assets, yeah. So that depends on the individual artist. Let's do it like this. Oh. Oh, did I not? I'm an idiot. Right. Yeah, there's in like caves like this, there's not much you can actually do with room bounds, but you can at least separate, you know, these two big rooms. So this room isn't loaded when you're in that one. That already saves you a lot of performance, so that should be fine. Okay. Room bounds done quickly. Quickly and dirty. All right. Where did you disappear to? There you are. Always gotta make sure that these are exactly snapped together. And they should cover the entire opening. Obviously, it's the narrower the opening, the better the portal would be, but this one's fine. We just select the correct room marker. There you go. And then here as well. Ta-da! Perfect. Now let's actually test this. If our room bounds work. Second cell. So, don't let Robert hear it, but I very often don't close the CK while I play. You can do it. Just be mindful that you do not, while you're in game, you do not and save in the CK. Because the way technically I think this works is that Mod Organizer opens, it freezes your folder structure. So when you do changes in the CK while you are in game, it's supposed to be locked. So your plugin could get very, very confused and broken if you are. So it does warn you. So if I would, I'm not going to do it now, but if I would change something and save, it would warn me. But you know, that's not a. That's. First of all, you can click it away, and I think if you press save, then again, it doesn't warn you again, maybe. So be mindful of that. But so for level design, it would be fine if you closed CK and then went into the game. But especially like for doing scripts, I couldn't be bothered to start up the CK every single time. All right, I think our portals work very well. And we have good performance as well, so yeah, here we have the... Yeah, I won't risk a warning. Looks good. Goodbye, cruel world. Oh, that's also an issue with Robert. That's something, if you're here, that's something Robert should look in. That's not an hour issue, but that's something I noticed in Skyrim as well. If you put a water plane in a room marker, or if at least if all water planes in a cell are in a room marker, or like in a room bound, then the underwater effect, a lot of the time, at least when you load in, don't trigger. So this is supposed to have an underwater effect, and it's like completely clear. And this is one of the I noticed this issue ages ago when I first started out using the CK, and I think I spent a whole day trying to figure out why, and then I fixed it by accident. Here's how you fix it. You just put the same, I don't know if it has to be the same water type, but you just put a water plane outside of the room bounds. Yes, it does. So, Robert, I assure you, if I were to delete the room bounds used by that activate, have the let me just. But I'm pretty sure yes, because this is happening for all lava water types, even in vanilla Skyrim. What water type does it use? Skyblivion lava water. That's the water type. So yeah, image space modifier. So let me show you, Robert. So if I go back into game now with one water plane outside of the room bound, the underwater image space should be back. Maybe if you have a minute, you can get to the bottom of that. It's happening in Skyrim as well. Alright, let's just... speed vault. Let's go really fast and fly. Alright. Let's jump into the... It sometimes takes... Oh, now I didn't fix it. Damn. Ah, there it is. Okay, it sometimes takes a while. I don't know why. But yeah. So this is supposed to... what's the lava supposed to look like underwater? It also doesn't happen... So once that underwater image space modifier gets applied one time during that's like game session, it will apply now all the time. But if I were to close the game and then go back into it, the image space modifier would be missing again. I don't know why that is happening. Yeah, because lava is technically a water plane. Maybe I need to make it bigger. All right. One second, I'll be right back. All right, we're back. And then let's check out the third cell if we have room bounds there already. No, we don't. Okay. So forgot about that one last time. I have not actually. I have it in my Steam library, but I don't actually own a VR set. But I've heard it's, especially with mods, it's supposed to be really cool, right? Okay. This needs to be a bit bigger. That did not... Oh. I did a mistake here. Hope this still... Yeah, that might be difficult now. Damn it. We did a mistake. Sorry about that. I forgot I didn't have the actual snap active. No worries. Shouldn't take too long. Need to delete the portals again. And do this one again. Yes, actually, I've seen that one in the Arcane University Discord. That actually looks really fun. I've never played that game, but yeah, it's pretty impressive because I think the team is like super small. It's like most of the work is done by like one guy, and it's really, if I'm not mistaken, the Vampire the Masquerade takes place like in two timelines, right? In both in the Middle Ages and then the modern times. And seeing like Skyrim with cars and guns is super weird, but it's really, really cool looking. Let's try. Yeah, but not like modern guns. Okay, that's better. Where are you? There you are. Oh, these things are horrible. Did I put it too far? How did I put it that far? They have a tendency to spawn on the edge of the room marker you selected, so... Okay, let's see if we can manage to make this work this time. Why do you not? Doesn't want to comply. There, that works. Okay, thank God. They want to make this again. Because these need to be like really snap together, otherwise you can run into issues where there's like a millisecond of the player looking into the void, which is very jarring. works. And I want to have one more portal. Oh, greetings to Sweden. And very cool that you've tuned in. And welcome back, Squabby, as well. Okay, that should work. Now it's just important we select the right room marker. And then I need to... All right. Let's see if that works. You found an extra door in the Bruma Inn? What kind of extra door? Oh, we had a crash, but we did save, so it's no biggie. But I think I need to close down Mod Organizer and start it back up again. Do want to make sure that it saved. Yeah, that's 1 minute ago, so we're fine. Yeah, that was fortunate. A cloned entrance door didn't have a trick. Oh yeah, that would do it. So that room bound seemed to work fine. As does this one. This one as well. And if we don't have any disappearing assets here, then we're golden. Alright. Now I need to start up Creation Kit again. No, wrong one. There we go. Alright, that was... First of all, an asset in here that got hit by too many lights that I wanted to fix. Gonna be that one. Does that cause any issues? Let's see. No, not particularly. That's fine. Thank you very much. Yeah, definitely. Whenever you find the time, it's a really cool hobby to get into. And there's communities where you can learn. I can always recommend the Arcane University on Discord. So yeah, Skyrim modding is really, I wouldn't say easy, but it's easy to get into. So that's what I'd say. All right, so I wanted to check out the, oh, that's probably already deleted, but I think the original door probably had a script on it or something. Let's see if that's still here, because we changed the door to be an auto load door. No longer. Question is, did it have it on? Let's see. Oh, thank you, Glitz, for linking it. So in this cases like this where I have doubt, I just go to the OG, the construction set from Oblivion. So we're gonna be bombarded with some error messages now because I don't have anything similar to the Creation Kit platform extended, which fixes a bunch of errors in the Creation Kit, but I don't have any like the equivalent for the construction set. So we're gonna have a bunch of error messages any second now. I want to check out the Paradise Grotto from Oblivion. There, have the, that's not that many. Okay, the beautiful cave from Oblivion, which doesn't even load all of the cave. It's horrible to navigate. I hate it. All right, let's see where we have the door. There's one door, but I don't think that's the door we want. Where does this door lead to? Yeah, this is the old, this is leading us to the second cell. We want the third, we want the exit, right? So, Jesus, it's hard to navigate this thing. I think that might be it. Yeah, that's the exit. And this probably has a script on it as well. Yes. So we're gonna need, because I think I deleted, so yeah, we're gonna need some sort of barrier here. So I'm gonna have to talk with the quest department here, if that's fine for them. But normally there should be an actual door. But we could probably get away with doing a barrier. We have a red colored barrier somewhere. It's not Oh, that's the barrier. Let's see if we can. I mean, we unfortunately we'll need to size it up significantly. To make it fit. All right. So what does the door actually say? Let's see if that makes sense. Otherwise, unfortunately, we might be forced to change this. But let's see. But a message could be changed easily. But if it's mentioned in the quest, then we might have an issue. Let's see. So Paradise is the quest. Okay, so let's see if Eldamil mentions it. Or we can also see if he mentions it. If this is a door. Okay. No, he's not. What is the actual... What's his name? I don't think he has any dialogue. I think he's just a stupid Xivilai. I don't think they talk. Nope. That's online. Okay, so he doesn't have any dialogue. That's good. Does he mention anything about the door? No. He just says the door will not open. But that could be talking about a different door, right? Okay. I think that should work. I think a barrier should do the trick here as well. And the message says... I will definitely need to speak with the quest department here because they need to change the mechanics here a bit. How long did it take me to get the hang of it? Few weeks maybe. I mean, hang of it, at first you're still kind of clunky, so obviously I didn't have the know-how or ability I have now, but you can get in there pretty quickly, I'd say. Okay, looking for a message there. Nope. Grotto exit. No open message, just a message. The band's on your screen as you attempt to open the door. I mean, okay, it wouldn't be hard to change the message on that thing. But let's see how this actually looks in game before we actually try to make this work. Otherwise, we're gonna have to change this to a door anyway. Unfortunately. Fly there. It's easier. Yeah, I think that would work. Yeah, like Lit said, you can get. Oh, Kirsten, you're actually. It's perfect that you're here. Because I just noticed a little discrepancy. Let me actually explain it to you. So, in the original Oblivion dungeon, so this is the third and last cell of the Paradise Grotto. I'm not sure how much knowledge you currently have about the quest, but you only get into this part of the dungeon by wearing these bands of the Chosen, and then you only get out of the dungeon by removing them, and so that happens during the quest. And in Oblivion, you're blocked by a physical door at this point. So you, while you're wearing the bands of the Chosen, you actually so there's a door here, and when you try to activate it, it gives you this message: the bands on your wrist glow with a fierce red light, blah blah blah, as you attempt to open the door. Now, the way Heavy Burns made the exterior, this is clearly a auto-load door, so I made it an auto-load door on the inside as well. But now, obviously, you have the issue of you'd be able to get out without removing the bands, which we can't have. So I thought about if I don't want to change the whole door on the outside and on the inside, I thought about adding this magical barrier, which would just necessitate kind of changing the mechanic a bit. So it's no longer a door, but kind of you still activate it. Maybe you can still, maybe press it. I just do make it an activator, and we'd probably have to change the message here, because it's no longer really a door, right? That's about it. I don't think it would matter with the quest dialogue. There is this line. Where is it? There's something about a door here. Yeah, he's saying this one line. So the guy who helps you: no one wearing the bands of the Chosen can leave this grotto. The door will not open, and there's no other way out. Which could be an issue, although before you come to this door, there is another door, which I haven't changed, which is still a physical door that would also not open. No, it's actually talk about different doors. So this would be the only issue. I mean, it's not a huge issue, I'd say, but leave it up to you. Yeah, it could be interpreted as a doorway, right? So, all right. That's good to hear that you agree with me. See, this is the kind of, this is how much we care about the game and the lore. All right, this is fine. I think we're basically done here with the grotto. I still want to add some enemies, definitely, because this still has way too few. Sorry. So let's get some enemies in here. also want to do a patrolling Dromora here. And a Daedra to follow him. Okay. Always good to set up these patrols to make it look more lively. And maybe an ambush would be nice as well. So we got, what's it called? The ambush warehouse. And I think that's the right one. Nope. Doesn't want to do what I want him to. Let's see. Where's the Daedra? That's better. Let's see if the script uses the correct. Yes, that is good. right. See, so obviously the patrols will not work yet because this place has been nav meshed. But just to get a feel of if the number of enemies and if our ambushes work correctly, that we can check out already. That's good. He will be patrolling here. Yeah, that's still broken. Archer here, yeah, I think that's patrolling as well. Oh no, that's what I was talking about with the room bound. Do have one issue here apparently, although I can't reproduce it. There. That's unfortunate. It's super tiny, but it is there, so that I will have to fix. These won't always be scamps, by the way. These depend on your level, but because I'm level 1, it's always going to be a scamp. Alright, let's try to fix that little room-bound seam we have. Should be right here. Let's see. I think that is the portal. Yep. All right. Where did we go wrong here? Oh yeah, it's actually the room markers not being aligned. It's that room. Okay. Let's try. That should hopefully do it. Question is obviously that. No, let's try. And once we've tested that, I think I unfortunately will have to end it today a bit sooner than I hope, because something kind of came up. But hopefully, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get in another stream before Easter, but if not, hopefully next week. And then we can hopefully, because I didn't get to make QAing that final alien rune yet, but hopefully that seems good now. Although we have that now. Oh no, that's an actual seam. That's not something to do with the Roomba, that's good. That's actually something, the last thing we'll fix for today. Alright, let's fix that. Because otherwise I will definitely forget about that one. There we have it. Alright. Awesome. Alright, I hope, even though stream was a bit on the shorter side this time. I hope you enjoyed it. We've pretty much finished now with all the Paradise Grotto caves. Next time I might still, because there's two further caves. There's the Einar Roots cave, which is a really small one, which we might QA next time. The small one, and the Anaxis cave, which I already showed you with the rock, where I also wanna maybe do a little QA pass. Mostly also fixing this asset here because that's getting hit by too many lights. And other than that, I think the Paradise is pretty much done. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed yourself, and see you all hopefully next time.